In a world that moves too quickly, there's a refuge for the sane. When the load becomes too heavy or your day is filled with pain, you can measure out the silence in a cup of any size, or travel any distance where the speed is not the prize. You can watch the sun come rising over flights of wooden gates, or setting gold behind the waterway. In the shining of still waters, not a ripple can be seen to mark the passing of another day. In the hearts of dirty cities and the peaceful countryside, behind the smoky factories or through the meadows wide, the boatmen under their horses brought the coal and other freight, and travelled through the country at a slow but steady rate. But the coming of the railways meant more profits quickly made, and obsolescence stalked the waterway. In the shining of still waters, not a ripple can be seen to mark the passing of another day. From the Kennet and the Avon to the Thames and Severn too, the grass is growing over where the narrowboats came through, and the tunnels are long abandoned are now empty, dark and cold, and echo to the wild winds all the songs they heard of old. The boots no longer ring out as they tramp the tunnel walls, no horses' hooves are heard along the way. In the shining of still waters, not a ripple can be seen to mark the passing of another day. Farewell the horse and harness, the windlass and the lock, the castles and the roses, the aqueduct and the dock. The boats that ply the waters are for pleasure and not for gain, and the families of the waterways will not be seen again. In every town and village there's an emptiness within, as the echoes of the boatmen fade away. In the shining of still waters, not a ripple can be seen to mark the passing of another day. In the shining of still waters, not a ripple can be seen to mark the passing of another day. Early morning ripples on the old canal, they're coming back to the water. Painted castles, red and white, roses on the door, they're coming back to the water. Voices calling on the towpath once again, motors chugging at the boating game. Things down on the cotton just ain't quite the same, they're coming back to the water. There's a brand new spirit on the pounds and locks, they're coming back to the water. Old and new narrowboats are rolling off the chocks, they're coming back to the water. Branches and rushes are cut to make a way, mud and weed and sandbanks, and they're all cleared away. Boats fill up the moorings like the bygone days, they're coming back to the water. Silver ribbons are running right across the land, they're coming back to the water. Feel the old tiller moving in your hand, they're coming back to the water. Slip back in time, forget about your haste, you'll come again and stay once you've had a taste. There's a pulse and a soul after years of waste, they're coming back to the water. Lazy old heron blinks his sleepy eye, they're coming back to the water. Flaps away on great square wings through a misty sky, they're coming back to the water. Buntings and warblers in the reeds are waving tall, ducks and kingfishers, geese and moorhens call. Come down to the cut, you'll be friends with us all, they're coming back to the water. Ghosts of the horse and the butty full of coal, they're coming back to the water. Sometimes you'll see them as the bow ripples roll, they're coming back to the water. But one day soon, when the world steadies down, the boats will all have cargoes, the engines they will pound. 50 tons of transport that'll never run you down, they're coming back to the water. Skipton to Selby, from Nottingham to Stoke, they're coming back to the water. From Chester down to London, a new kind of folk, they're coming back to the water. Opening up from Bristol down to London town, through the moors and mountains, around the rolling downs, floating in your home and travelling around, they're coming back to the water. Brindley and Telford smiling in their graves, they're coming back to the water. When they see their lifetime's work and how it has been saved, they're coming back to the water. Latticed iron bridges, high aqueducts are fine, mighty tunnels and reservoirs, locks that steeply climb. Now a living monument, they're working all the time, they're coming back to the water. Now a living monument, they're working all the time, they're coming back to the water. And I know that I'll be back again to cruise along the waterway, not caring where or when. There's no deadlines, no telephone, no reasons to pretend, and the only thing you need to know is what lies around the bend. Autumn moorings on the waterway with misty finger curls, the sun's a globe of scarlet under the clouds are tinted pearls. You cast off from your mooring point, ease gently to midstream. You know the world belongs to you and life is but a dream. The starkly painted locks appear like castellated walls. The clanking drawbridge paddles erase the bridges that enthrall. The moss-lined bricks move past your eyes, the lock gates open wide, and you ease into a different world on a sweetly moving tide. I know that I'll be back again to cruise along the waterways, not caring where or when. There's no deadline, no telephone, no reasons to pretend. And the only thing you need to know is what lies around the bend. The motor throbs beneath your feet, the tiller fights your hand. Your wake it ripples in the reeds where statued herons stand. Kingfishers on sentry go above their secret pools and zigzag off along the stream like crazy flying Jews. The old Kirk Bridge is turning your whispers into hails. Their modern square steel cousins, a county motorway and a rail. They don't echo to the history of a rope-scarred brick and post, and cargoes carried on a sea 10 yards from coast to coast. And I know that I'll be back again to cruise along the waterway, not caring where or when. There's no deadline, no telephone, no reasons to pretend. And the only thing you need to know is what lies around the bend. Ghosts of industry long dead in the old parts of the town, through cracked and grimy windows on the waterways gaze down. Was it china clay from Cornwall? Was it cotton from the mills that was pulled by willing horses through the cuttings in the hills? As dusk falls on the waterways, you glide past moored up boats, from curtained cabins happy sounds and merry laughter floats. You find yourself a spot to moor and cast your rope ashore. Tonight it's food and beer and chat, tomorrow so much more. And I know that I'll be back again to cruise along the waterway, not caring where or when. There's no deadline, no telephones, no reasons to pretend. And the only thing you need to know is what lies around the bend. There's no deadline, no telephone, no reasons to pretend. And the only thing you need to know is what lies around the bend.